Okay, Chairman, the meeting is now live streaming.
Thank you. So good
Recording
evening, everyone.
as well,
Welcome.
John. Yeah.
Sorry, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Exec Board meeting of East Lindsey District Council. Welcome to Exec Board members, officers, and Councillor Martin and Councillor Howard. This is the first meeting of the new year, so slightly belated Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope it's going to be a good new year given the challenges that we face. I think we've obviously got to get through the vaccine process to give us some surety for the way forward, but I do think the new year holds some good promise. Okay, so we'll make a start. Record of attendance. Any apologies, Anne?
No, I'm not been made aware of any, Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, I can see everyone's here. Thank you. And disclosure of any interest, please, from Exec Board members. If you have an interest, please express it now. Okay, thank you. So we move on to item 3, which is the minutes of the previous meeting held on the 2nd of December. There are two elements to those minutes. There was the open session and also the exempt minutes. If anyone has any comment on the exempt minutes, we will need to go into closed session. So if you're prepared to accept them as they are without comment, then we can duly note those as accepted. So I'll take silence as agreement. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands. So on that basis, and could you note those minutes as accepted? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank
Both
you.
the exempt and the open minutes. We move on to item 4, which are action sheets. Chief Exec, have we got anything to comment or note on those?
Thank you, Chairman. Just to say they're all being progressed. Thank
you. So now we move on to item 5, which is the annual budget report, medium-term financial strategy, financial strategies, and council tax agenda item. So I believe, Councillor Fry, this is your paper. Would you like to lead on it? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman. With your indulgence, I'd like to thank the finance team and our Section 151 officer for their work in the preparation of this budget. And as you will be aware, it could not have been achieved without the help and support of all the service areas during the budget challenge process. So I'd like to formally recognise the work of officers and thank them for it. In the introduction to this budget document, I also recognise the unprecedented challenges faced by all district residents in the past year, and not least the council itself. It is therefore not a normal budget. Indeed, I would characterise this budget as a singular budget, which has economic recovery at its heart. It also seeks to ensure that council remains financially resilient, able to deliver the services it has to by law, and to provide support to the district's most vulnerable residents. However, and importantly, it initiates the council's input into the process of redressing the imbalances created by the COVID-19 pandemic by appropriately focusing on the provision of capital investment towards economic recovery. And it is therefore noteworthy that the capital programme is valued at £19.3 million and is to be spent over the next 5 years, delivering activities and schemes designed to underpin growth. 2021-22 is the year in which we were anticipating that the delayed comprehensive spending review would come into place. However, thankfully, this is not the case, and therefore we have a greater degree of freedom to make recovery our immediate focus. We will need to increase council tax by £4.95 per annum in order to deliver a balanced budget whilst maintaining service levels. Also bearing in mind that in the following year, 2022-23, we will feel the effect of that delayed comprehensive spending review and will potentially encounter a deficit of nearly £1 million. By 2026, the rebasing of business rates, together with the loss of government grants, will significantly contribute to a £3.7 million combined estimated deficit. Bridging this gap will require the identification of further strategic alliance savings, service reviews in terms of fees and charges, and support from Invest East Lindsey. One thing is abundantly clear. In order to redress the imbalances created by the COVID-19 pandemic, whilst retaining an appropriate degree of budgetary resilience, we must continue to pursue the projects and activities identified in our financial sustainability strategy and capital programme. In essence, this is about appropriately focusing the provision of financial support to underpin economic recovery for the district, and therefore we will establish and bring forward a recovery strategy. Although we face many risks, we are confident that all the assumptions made in the preparation of this draft budget and medium-term financial strategy remain cautious and are therefore sound. Finally, this budget estimate highlights the fact that Council is positioned correctly to support ongoing existing service levels and has the financial muscle to underpin economic recovery in the district. The extent of the capital programme clearly demonstrate this, as we are able to deliver activities and projects over the next 5 years that are a testament to good financial management and our aspiration to act as a catalyst for economic recovery in the district. Chairman, I'm asking Executive Board to approve the recommendation that this draft budget, MTFS and associated financial strategies for 2021-22 to 2025-26 are released for consultation. Thank you very much, and I'm quite happy to take comments or questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. Any comments from colleagues? I'm quite happy to propose that, but are there any comments from colleagues before we go to the vote? Let me just see, sorry. Okay, Councillor Ashton, thank you, and Councillor Kirk.
Thank you very much. I would simply add my word of endorsement for the budget that Councillor Fry has just set out. As has been my privilege and my pleasure in recent years, I can again re-emphasise that all of the services that we deliver as a district council, all of the investments that we're looking to make, the strides that we are making, we are achieving in 2021-2022 for £151.74 worth of council tax on a Band D property, which is still one of the lowest district council tax takes anywhere in the country. And even locally within Lincolnshire, it is still well in excess of £100 less than people living in an equivalent property would be paying in the city of Lincoln. So given the challenges that we have with rurality, with the challenges that have come our way over the last year, with the challenges that are presented by the Internal Drainage Board's increases in precept, which from my experience, efficient as though those boards are, the increases that they are putting forward this year will see them effectively stand still on their budget rather than increase investment in anything. We are still achieving what we're doing and meeting the challenges that we face without unduly burdening the people of our district at what is a difficult time. And I think that speaks volumes for the stewardship of our finances, that we are still able to look forward into 2021 with capital investment, with projects that will not just secure us next year, but our investments in the future. So with that in mind, I'm more than happy to, delighted to support the budget.
Thank you, Councillor Ashton. That was many of the points that I would have made are you've articulated very well and very clearly. So thank you for that. Councillor Kirk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, endorse what Councillor Ashton is saying there, particularly around the drainage boards. It is a difficult one for us often to swallow, raising their precept for them and taking the blame for their raise. But, you know, that's just the way the system works at the moment. I would like to ask a question of Councillor Fry, if I may. You talked about years going forward and shortfalls. I just wondered how confident he is that those shortfalls can be achieved without having a negative impact on services.
Thank you. Councillor Fry?
Yes, I'm actually fairly confident about that. I did say that we face a number of risks, and if those risks come to fruition, it might become more problematic. But the reality is that we have, as I mentioned, various fallback grants and sums of money. We have the potential to look at our fees and charges, which I think we will have to do. And we have also brought forward Invest East Lindsey in terms of the intent to generate some support for the revenue budget. And although I can't be 100% certain about this, my feeling is that we will be able to bridge that gap.
Thank you. Councillor Kirk, would you like to make any further comment?
No, thank you very much. I'm sure that Councillor Fry and the team had everything in hand, but I just didn't want us to go through this budget and then have to worry about future years again. But he's given me confidence that everything is under control as much as it can be in these very, very difficult times.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you. Councillor Marsh, did I see your hand up? Thank you. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. While I endorse everything that the other speakers have said, I would also like to put on record my thanks to the stewardship of this overall running of the council by the senior management team. We never forget to thank the departments when they come up and produce the goods, which they're always doing. But above them and directing overall events is the senior management team. And I think it's important that we also acknowledge and recognise the hard work that they've done and their stewardship and leadership of this council. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's important to note. Okay, any further comments? All right, so I'm prepared to second that proposal that this goes out to consultation and just echo some of the comments that have been made. I think this has been an extraordinary year that our officers have had to deal with, and our communities and our residents. And I think the fact that we are presenting the budget going into consultation as it is actually a testament to the good financial management that we have at East Lindsey, and led by Councillor Fry as portfolio holder and Adrian Sibley as 151 officer, and the team. I think they've done an exceptional job. And again, just echoing the comments about all these service areas that have really toiled in these very challenging times to deliver services to our residents that it's quite staggering to think of the challenges that they've had to deal with. So on the back of that, I'm happy to second that, and we'll go to the vote. So we'll go around the table. So Councillor Ashton.
4.
Councillor Bowkett.
4.
Councillor Foster.
4.
Councillor Fry.
4.
Councillor Gray.
4.
Councillor Grist.
4.
Councillor Kirk.
4.
And Councillor Marsh.
4.
And I'm supporting as well. So thank you. Thank you, Councillor Fry. Okay, we move on to agenda item 6, which has been withdrawn, and going to agenda item 7, which is the date of the next meeting, which is the 17th of February 2021. So thank you for your attendance, officers, councillors, and we'll see you shortly, I'm sure. In the virtual world, of course, with a mask on.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Good evening.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much.
Cheerio.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.